What's up everyone, this is FP6 bringing you some more Timeless Cup practice videos. These are going to be against my friend Autodidact 501. You can see our teams up on the screen there. I get a great lead here with VENOMOTH against his Tentacruel. Looking at his team, I knew that VENOMOTH would have a decent amount of good matchups, especially against Tentacruel and Gloom, so I led with that. He's forced to switch out into his Charizard, and I am able to switch into my Milotic. Milotic is definitely above average in bulk, and so I'm able to survive these charge moves, and I've been able to bank up a lot of energy to get to these Surfs now. This is definitely going to take out Charizard if it goes through. He lets it go through, so I am down a shield. In comes that Tentacruel, and my only hope here is to try to get to this Hyper Beam. This is either going to draw a shield or do an amazing amount of damage. So I do get that shield, which is really good for me. But that Tentacruel has been able to farm up so much energy now. Going to be bringing back in my VENOMOTH to try to confusion down. Actually, I bring in Dragonair. Very interesting. I'm probably trying to catch the whatever charge move this is going to be. Ends up being a Sludge Wave, so that hits really hard. But I did not want my VENOMOTH getting hit by that charge move. Probably a mistake on my part because VENOMOTH would resist that Sludge Wave, and now I gave up switch advantage, and so he brings in his Dragonair, which is definitely a better counter to my VENOMOTH than his Tentacruel. So very big mistake on my part. We'll see if I can come back from this. He is running a purified Dragonair. I bring in my Dragonair. I have like hardly any health, and so one little poison jab is going to take me out, and I went down with the shield remaining. So not the best play there, giving up switch advantage, and I allowed his Tentacruel to farm up so much energy on me. So definitely made some mistakes there. But you know, you make mistakes and then you learn from them and you improve your gameplay. So losing is good for you. So I do not get the lead here at all. That Gloom is running Razor Leaf, which is going to absolutely shred my Lapras, so I get out of there. And now that my Dragonair has a significant energy advantage, I'm okay with this matchup. The Mud Bombs from Whiscash are definitely going to chip away, and the Blizzard would easily one-shot Dragonair. I know this isn't going to be a Blizzard, so I let it go through. Now, since I lost the lead matchup, I do need to win out this matchup right here in order to regain switch advantage, or at least end up in a hefty shield advantage, which is actually what I opt for doing right now. So now I'm up 2 shields against his 0 shields. I do need to watch out for that Gloom if he ends up switching it in again, but I'm just going to farm up as much as I can here. Throw this Surf before he gets to a Mud Bomb. That Whiscash is still alive. I still have both shields here. I know this is going to be a Mud Bomb. It does not do that much damage to Lapras, but he farmed up enough to get 2 Mud Bombs. I was able to sneak in an Ice Shard in between those two. So I do end up shielding that, and at this point I'm anticipating that Gloom coming in again, so I instantly switch into my VENOMOTH in order to get an energy advantage. And because this Charizard does not have any shields, these Poison Fangs are definitely going to add up. You do not want to go for the Silver Wind in this scenario because it's going to be pretty heavily resisted on Charizard's end. So those confusions and those Poison Fangs really did a lot of damage to Charizard, where I can just bring back in my Lapras. Gonna shield here because I need to have enough health that the Razor Leafs aren't going to totally melt me. And I have enough energy to get to the Skull Bash here, which this should be able to take out Gloom. This is a purified Gloom, so I'm assuming that it is running Return. Very interesting choice for this cup. I don't like it as much as Victory Bell. I really enjoy Victory Bell for its high attack stat and how much insane Razor Leaf damage you can do. Plus with Gloom, you still have that poison typing, so you're going to be weak to confusion anyways. It is a little bulkier, and the fact that it gets returned, you'll be able to hit neutral damage on a lot of things, so that's pretty nice. But here's an interesting matchup right here. Battle of the Razor Leafers. We'll see who ends up taking this. He ends up switching out because he noticed that my Razor Leaf damage was doing more to him than his Razor Leaf damage was doing to me. Would have been interesting to see that matchup play out because he would have been able to get to those returns to hit me for neutral, whereas all my moves would be resisted other than the Acid Spray, which would be neutral and takes me a while to get to. I do have to shield these Dragon Claws from Charizard. And man, Charizard can really get to Dragon Claws pretty fast there. At this point, I'm just going to commit to farming down that Charizard, getting the energy advantage. But I am down a shield now, which is not super good. He brings in Whiscash, and so I know that he has Whiscash and Gloom left. My Victory Bell is absolutely going to shred this Whiscash, but I'm completely out of shields. So at this point, I wanted him to throw his energy because I don't want him to have enough energy to get to a Blizzard, which is exactly what happened there. He threw his Mud Bomb, which is really good for me. However, I know he still has the Gloom, so I'm going to bring in this Lapras and just going to try to farm down a bunch of energy. If he switches into his Gloom, which he does right there, I was anticipating that. Going to go straight for... I'm trying to get to that Acid Spray, but this is going to be a return. He gets to it before me. I'm still alive. I'm able to get the Acid Spray off, which is really good. Hopefully this will draw the last shield. It does not. So not looking super good for me right now because those Razor Leafs are absolutely going to shred my Lapras. So this is most likely going to be good games right here because that Razor Leaf damage is insane. But because I lowered the defense, somehow I'm able to survive that. And somehow I'm able to get to that Surf. Very close outcome to that match there. The Acid Spray on the Victory Bell, I'm a huge fan of it. Some people like to run Sludge Bomb, but I run into a lot of scenarios where I will completely like shred a Pokemon with Victory Bell's Razor Leaf and not have to use a charge move. And then whatever Pokemon they bring in, I can just dump the Acid Spray on it and know that it's going to be able to lower the defense, which is really big. I get a horrible lead there. He brings in Tentacruel, which is definitely an interesting pick against Dragonair. Poison Jab is a really good fast move, and when you couple that with Acid Spray, you can really just start melting any Pokemon. So let's see. I do not commit a shield here because I anticipated it being Acid Spray. I'm able to get to another return, and this Dragon Breath damage is really adding up on this Tentacruel. I do draw a shield there, which is really good for me, but he has farmed up enough energy that I'm anticipating him having another Acid Spray. I'm hoping that this Confusion from Venomoth will take it out before it can get to his charge move, but that is not the case. And I ended up shielding this, possibly worrying that it might be a Sludge Wave or a Hydro Pump. So very stupid shield on my part. So now I know that he has Charizard and Lapras left. I'm able to get to the Skull Bash before that opposing Lapras is able to do that, which is very huge because I'm able to get my defense boosted before that other Lapras. And I'm able to sneak in an Ice Shard during the charge move, which gives me even more of a slight energy advantage. Autodidact did not bait there. He went straight for the Skull Bash to get that defense boost. Totally okay with me because I caught it with my shield. I'm going to get another Skull Bash off here. And again, because I'm able to get my Skull Bashes off before him, I'm constantly in a advantageous scenario because my defense will be greater than his when he hits me with those Skull Bashes. I switch in my Venomoth because I want to do some chip damage here with Confusion and Poison Fang. Charizard is not bulky at all, so these Confusions really add up, even though his Air Slashes are doing a lot of damage. And this puts me in even a better scenario. I'm able to farm up even more energy with my Lapras when it comes back in. And I'm able to get this Skull Bash before the other Lapras again. So now I will have my defense triple boosted. I don't even think a Skull Bash at that range would have taken me out with my defense that high. So Very good plays there. I made some fast switches, but he was right there with the switches as well. Very good game. Bring in the Venomoth again because I love the matchup it has against that Tentacruel, which he has been bringing in pretty frequently. So, and boom, there it is, the lead right there. So Tentacruel definitely has to get out of there. In comes the Whiscash, which definitely is a good answer to Venomoth. If you're the Venomoth in that scenario, you need to get out of there. And if you're locked in, just go for the Silver Wind. Don't try to bait with Poison Jab or with Poison Fang. It is not worth it at all. It does hardly any damage to Whiscash with that ground typing. But Whiscash is a little spam machine, man. These Mud Bombs just come so fast. Gonna have to let some of these come through because I can't commit both my shields in this matchup here. Hoping to get a shield or take back switch advantage here. I do get a shield because we actually ended up CMP tying on that Mud Bomb. And my Dragon Breath damage is just barely enough to be able to take it out, which is very good. I'm also able to get to this return, which is very good for me, able to do some neutral damage there. Tentacruel is able to farm up some energy, though. Not super great. My Venomoth is going to be able to come in and do some damage. I know he's running Acid Spray. I don't know what that other move is, though. In comes the Dragonair. I'm able to switch in my Lapras, and this is very favorable for me. I'm hoping to get this last shield off of this Dragonair. Even though Surf is going to be resisted, if you are the Dragonair, you're either going to have to commit a shield or accept the fact that you lost this matchup. And he goes for the Dragon Pulse. What a surprise pick there. I'm able to survive with just barely any health left. I go for the Surf. This has got to get the last shield, man, even though it's going to be resisted. I get the last shield. My Venomoth has some energy. Now, if this is like a Hydro Pump or a Blizzard, I'm totally done. But it's a Sludge Wave, and because Venomoth resists it, very good for me, and I'm able to survive that and just Confusion it down. Venomoth is a super solid pick in this cup for sure, and this current line of 6 has been kind of my go-to Timeless Cup team for sure. But I'm always trying to make new, exciting content for you guys. So the next couple of videos coming up, you'll see some new Pokemon that I have not used in a video yet. So that'll be cool. I had a horrible lead scenario there. My Milotic against that Gloom totally walls me, so I had to get out of there. And because I switched in my Dragonair, I had the slight energy advantage, and I'm able to land the return. I do want to shield this because I want to maintain the switch advantage. Whenever you are in a scenario where you lose the lead, if you want to flip around the scenario, you need to win the secondary matchup on the Pokemon that you switch in, or you need to get a shield advantage out of it. Otherwise, you can pretty much just kiss the match goodbye. If you lose the lead, you're going to have to do something to flip around the matchup because you start at a disadvantage. I get my Venomoth on his Gloom. This is an amazing situation for me. These returns are not going to do that much damage, so I'm just going to let it go through, farm up a whole bunch of energy. Those are one of the best scenarios you can be in if you're running Venomoth, is just a farm down scenario with Confusion, and then whatever the next Pokemon is, you just dump all your energy. And at this point, it's a Lapras, and it has 2 shields, so I'm just going straight Poison Fang. No sense in trying to go for the Silver Wind when he's got so many shields. I get to another Poison Fang here. I've seen some comments asking about Legacy Venomoth versus Purified Venomoth. I definitely think Legacy Venomoth is the way to go. The Poison Fang has less energy required than the return does. And the fact that you get stab on Poison Fang, and Poison Fang is actually a pretty decent move. Definitely better than return. So try to find that legacy. Even if you get not the best PvP IVs, try to get that legacy for sure. That wraps up this video. Thank you all very much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you all in the next video.